welcome to This Knitty Life. My name is Rachel and I am coming to you from Leeds, West Yorkshire, where I live with my husband Rob and my 2 children and my 2 dogs. Thank you very much for joining me today. I really do appreciate you coming back. I've managed to find a little corner of time where I have enough time to get an episode in. So this is episode 59, and you can find me on the internet as this_knitty_life, and I am reward on Ravelry. I'll put a doobly-doo thing over there. I'm recording on my phone this time, got a new phone, so we will see how that works. But thank you very much for anyone who's given my podcast a little try. It's all about the knitting today. It's all knitting chat, no crochet. I crochet very minimally, so it's all about all about the knitting today. So if that's your cup of tea, and I've got a bit of a Yarndale haul as well, which I'll save till the end if you're not interested in that, but lots of people tend to be. So some of the lovely things that I've got at the recent yarn festival I was at. I'm not quite sure if my ring light is a good option or if I just look a bit spooky here. I'm not quite sure, so we'll see. I don't actually have a garment. Oh, I do and I don't. This I've showed you before. This is, I think it's a Lento. I didn't check. It's a Lento sweater. It's knit with the bobbly yarn. It's in dye candy. I'm not going to get up because you've seen it before. I've shown you it before. I just don't think I've actually worn it. It is faded. Excuse me. So yeah. Right. So it's been a few weeks, so I'm going to try and squish it all into a short amount of time. So I've got a couple of finished objects, I've got a couple of new cast-ons, just looking at my notes, and a bit of progress on some things that I've already shared with you, and then some yarny acquisitions that I've got lately. So my first finished object, which I was working on last time, is this jumper for my girl. So this is my daughter's jumper. So the pattern is, it's called, I think I've wrote the name wrong, Fall Favourite. And it's by Megan Reagan, whose Bad Wolf Girl Sits and Knits. I did add an extra little ghost at the bottom, which is a different pattern. But I've just kind of winged it. So this is how it's looking full sleeve. So she wanted stripy arms. So the orange that you can see there is dye candy. The purpley colour is Black Elephant, and then the undyed with the neon is Floof Fibre, and the grey, I think, do you know what, I don't know, it might be Rainbow Heirloom. The black around here is Cemetery Gates by Beehive Yarn, and there's a bit of blue and a bit of yellow there as well. But yeah, really pleased with how this came out. I did knit the smallest size. I think I put some notes on Ravelry, but I don't think I did the last lot of increases, and it's quite a deep yoke. So I have got some finished object pictures, but the yoke is quite deep for her little child frame. So in hindsight, I think I'd have probably missed a little bit of this colour work off and maybe started my ghosts up here where this bit of blue and yellow is, but really pleased with how this has come out. It kind of almost fits me, except for the fact that arms are really skinny. But she's been wearing it lots and she really likes it. So yeah, this one's a really good one. It's in DK yarn. But yeah, thoroughly recommend that. It was a bit of a fiddle on with the ghosts and getting all the colour work right. But yeah, she's been wearing that, but you know, school does take up a significant amount of her uniform, her time in terms of her uniform. My top coat, I need that one. I've not got my nails done, I apologise. That's the thing I wanted to, check out where the dogs are. The thing I wanted to do, but I just didn't have time to do it. They were all hanging off yesterday and I thought, well, that looks worse. So I've just taken them off. So yeah, that's fall favourite. So what she has in a pattern is where I've got the ghosts. You might remember I have a pumpkin one where there's a pumpkin face here. And there's also some with like a maple leaf. And a cat, I think, as well. So she's got all different designs that you can kind of plug in to that pattern. So that's a really nice one. So that's Martha's jumper. And the next one, there rolls my light. Where looks good? Like, I don't know. It feels like it's dark, but hopefully it's not. Whatever, this is what you're getting. I've finished my pair of DK socks. Ooh, look how spooky that looks. So this is a pattern by the Crazy Sock Lady. It's just DK vanilla socks. Gorgeous, you can see all the speckles. This is Yarn Cafe Creations. And this is on the DK base. So I did that garter thingamajiggy down the foot there. You can see it here. So it's a heel flap and gusset. And I've not worn them yet because I was saving them for the podcast. I think I finished them just after the podcast. And yeah, so they've come out really well. Encourage anyone to try a DK sock. It's very fast and speedy. So yeah, that's my second finish object. So something, I'll do a couple of whips that you've already seen before, then I'll do my new ones, if that's all right. I've just got them all down here in a big bag. Okay, so something, I can't quite remember where I was, but I put a decent dent on this. I need to pick it up again. So this is Sunset Highear, and this is by Caitlin Hunter. So this is in 4-ply. Don't lose my stitchers. So I think I hadn't split for the sleeves. I recall splitting for the sleeves recently. So I finished all the colour work and I have split for the sleeves now, and I'm now on the body. So this is my mum. It's a birthday. Do you know what? I thought it would be dead quick, but it really, 4-ply really isn't. So yeah, it's kind of looking jumpery now, but it's really nice. So I'm really hoping that I do actually have a decent amount of this green. I've got quite a bit here, but she likes them not longer, but not cropped like me. And I want to do long sleeves, ideally. I'm sure I've got 2, and I think this is, how nice it is. This light's doing some good things. It's not indie, scrumptious. Does that ring a bell? What about if I put the light up here? Oh, that feels a bit better. I don't know how to get it. My light's actually broken. Like, it doesn't have a stand anymore, so maybe oh, I feel like that's maybe a bit better. Okay, so yeah, this is how it's looking. And we're onto the body now. So yeah, made decent progress on that. I've not actually picked it up for a little while. I went to my parents' house last weekend and I've not been for nearly a year. Oh, that looks loads better now. I'm not going to record the start, sorry. I'm not going to redo it. Yes, I went to my parents last weekend. They live in the northeast. I'm from the northeast, and I've not been since last November. So terrible human. So yeah, went there last weekend. So that was really nice. But I was quite enjoying working on the Sunset Highear, but obviously I didn't want to take it with me. But I did take something else and I've got good progress. So I think I showed you this last time. We still don't know how to pronounce it, but I've made some good progress. So this is the SAI with the 2 dots and E sweater by Vera Valamaki. So I'm about to split for the sleeves. So I think I was somewhere up here last time. So I've added the next lot of colour work. So this blue colour here is Snuggly Stars. I think it's called Deeply Teal or something like that. I decided, I've not seen someone do this yet, but I decided to kind of stripe this bit. I think it looked like a rainbow, but I showed it to someone else and they're like, oh, it's a person. And like, this is the head. And then this is just 1x1 colour work. It does look quite brioche, but it's not. And that is Siobhan's Crafts, the light blue, and the goldy browny colour is, that's a Beehive Yarns. I don't know if it's Foxtails or not. But this is ready for the sleeve separation. Oh, I've dropped a stitch. But I didn't know if I should put it on a longer cable and block it, basically, because, you know, colour work does that. Generally, it tends to work out okay, but I did a lot of this at my parents' house and before I went, and hang on, I'm just picking these up, and I'm pretty impressed with my progress, actually, because, you know, it's quite a lot of stitches. So that's how we are on the inside. I feel like the top might be a little bit pulley, but yeah. So this is really fun, really love playing around with colour. I did see, probably a little bit too late, it said it's quite a deep yolk, so if you don't want to add this extra bit at the end, you don't have to. It's fairly deep, but I don't think anything too bad. Not as deep as Martha's. It's got to get under boobage, right? So it should be fine. But yeah, this is one of my stitch markers I got from Yarndale. The rest are by my bed. These are by, you can see the packet in my head. It's white. Can't remember. I got them from the Mammy and Me or something. Yarnistry. I can't remember, but I got some jumpers and I got some plants. I split them with my friend because he got 8. So we each bought a packet, so we've got 4 plants and 4 jumpers. When I say Yarnistry, that's not a word, is it? I can't remember who it is, but you might recognise them. So yeah, that one is speeding along. That's Vera Valamaki. Yeah, really enjoying how that one's coming along. So I'm going to pop that back in there. A tiny weeny little look at my Musselburgh hat, which obviously the stitches have come off, which hasn't moved a huge amount at all, because everything else has been so exciting. So this is how this is looking. This is, I feel like this light is helping with the colour though. This is Spectrum, but you knew that already, I'm guessing. This is Spectrum, I think it's called Interstellar, and my gorgeous Corner of Crafts little bumblebee here. Doesn't want to focus, but yeah, so that's, it's getting there. It's a slow slog, like people just seem to be obsessed with making them and making them and making them. I was watching, who was I watching the other day? I think it was Crazy Sock Lady, and she just making loads, but Martha's Halloween jumper was the priority to get done, so that's what I've done. And I've not been anywhere to do any kind of like car knitting or anything, I suppose. I drove myself to my parents, so I didn't have any of that knitting time. So yeah, that's that one. And something else that has been frankly stealing all of my attention, and what I took to my parents at the weekend, is these are some acquisitions as well. So I bought this yarn at Yarndale, and I'll show you. So it's looking quite good. I've made quite good progress. So I have shown this on Instagram already, but this is my Halloween jumper. My Halloween, not Halloween jumper. So this is all by Siobhan's Crafts, and again the undyed is the Floof fibre. But I got lots of her 50 grams. So I've got lots of the 50 gram ones. Oh, and this colour is by Snuggly Stars. I got one of those at Yarndale as well, so I've put that in there. I did get a green, which is down here, but I feel like it maybe looks a bit more Christmassy. So I did like a bit of a lime green. So I'm not sure. So it's obviously technically I'm supposed to go on this purple next. I basically can't repeat them all again, otherwise it's going to be really long. And I want to make sure I've got enough for long sleeves. So I might do another purple and then stop and do some sleeves and see how I'm getting on. But just have to kind of, I think I can get away with my pumpkin jumper at work, because it's a colourwork jumper and it's just a knitted pumpkin jumper. It's not like it's witches, devils, you know, that kind of thing. So we tend to in schools, it tends to be more of a fall, autumny kind of thing, as opposed to gore, obviously, because you're in a school. But I don't wish to get in trouble for anything, but I do want to wear, I've not actually worn it this season, which is terrible. But I thought, well, this is definitely Halloweeny, so I would like it done this weekend. So today's Friday the 18th, I think, of October. So it's Halloween, obviously, on the 31st. I've got another week of school left, which is madness. I don't know whose idea it was to have an 8-week term as the start, because I feel like we should have broken up today. I'll happily, and I've said this before, I'd happily take a week less at summer and have the 2 weeks at October. Happily. So yeah, this is super gorgeous. I love this aqua colour. But yeah, made loads of progress on this. So yeah, I took this one to my parents. I did a new book came out that I've been waiting on. Author I really like, Cora Rose, released the third in the series that I've been waiting on, and it was an Audible as well, but sometimes I like to read it first. It depends on the kind of book. So yeah, absolutely zoomed through that, and I did loads of the body while reading this book. So yeah, I only tied the sleeves off the other day, but I'd zoomed through it. Just some nights having more motivation than others. I've been falling asleep an awful lot, putting Theo to bed, and you know, being a bit low mood this last couple of weeks or so. Maybe just need half term. So yeah, I managed to get loads done on this, so I'm pleased with my progress. So this is, I say, Stripes of Joy, and this is by Tiff Nealon, and I've got loads of these. I've literally got loads. But I really like it. It's like 8 rows, some sort of increase, 8 rows, some sort of increase, blah 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 blah. Really, really easy pattern, DK, really wearable. So yeah, really pleased with how that's come along. Yeah, this is one of my favourites as well. I love this kind of pinky purpley. I think that's just the leftovers of Martha's. I think that might be a koala something by Rainbow Heirloom, I think. Running low on this one. I put that one in my other jumper as well that I just showed you. Oh, and something that I've started, but I can't remember what pattern it is. I've started a hat for Martha. Martha's quite into knitting at the minute, so I have started a hat. I think this is Nora George yarn, but I've not printed it out. But it is, you might well know that lady who does all the Halloween patterns, but only releases them really late in October. She's just done a mystery Halloween shawl, and I hadn't realised it was a mystery until I bought it. But she's got like the one where it's like skeletons and stuff like that as well in 4-ply. I can't think what she's called now, but so that's to go. But I took this to my parents, but I only had this orange with me, and I didn't want to use it all. I didn't want to do because the next bit on this is pumpkins. I didn't want to do the pumpkins and then not have enough to finish my jumper. But I've consequently got distracted by something else, and yeah, that's not really progressed. So in theory, it would be nice if she had it soon, but like we're definitely having like cold days, warm days, cold days, warm days. No idea what's kind of happening. So something else that's distracted me, you might, if you follow me on Instagram, know that I am a big fan of the Love Note. I've been wearing my neon pink one in Botanical Yarns. It's literally like this neon. I've been wearing it loads lately. And then I wore my aqua coloured one by Beehive, and I thought I need another one. So this is what I've done. So I am using, this is, do you know what, there's another skein of it over here. Peggy's right behind me. Careful, Peggy. It was a fun face, wasn't it? Oh, that hurt. It's Fruitful Fusion. It's called Ocean. It's gorgeous navy blue. And this, I'm a little unsure of. It's blue and it's singles. It might be Giddy Yarns. So I've just last night finished the lace. So I do the extra small size. Which it's got so much. One of my other new stitch markers. One of my other my other ones are quite generous, really. So it's got loads of ease in it, so it's fine. So yeah, I've just finished all of the lace. So a big tip is, I just put these in my markers for the sleeves. It's a 12-row repeat lace pattern, and I'm not the biggest fan of lace because I lose track. I just have stitch markers on the 12 rows that you do in it, otherwise I get lost. So yeah, last night I finished them. So I finished my book because I couldn't knit and do this. So the other night before it came out, I was knitting on this furiously, and then I just went to go and do it, and I was like, oh, I can't do lace and read my book. I can lace an audiobook, but not the other way around. So these are the plant ones I was talking about. This one here. That's another jumpery one. Yeah, so that one's gone really well. And there's another jumpery one there too. It's annoying me that I can't remember the name of it. Yep, so got to go with lots of things. So yeah, I'm really enjoying that. That's all I've got in this blue. So I might have to fade into something or other. I'm not quite sure just yet. But yeah, I've got quite a lot of the mohair. Yeah, Kid Silk mohair. Right. My trusty knots for my pattern for my love note. Oh, I do need to put that back on there. Yeah, these are from, is it Treble Makers? I've got a few of them from there as well. The little crab. It's really bothering me that I can't remember the name of the stitch markers. Anyway, I'll do a little bit of acquisitions, and that's generally everything that's going on in my new knitting. Obviously, I've got 5,000 plans running around in my head that I can't get out fast enough, but that's what I'm physically knitting. So my Spectrum Fibre Club Colour came maybe about a week ago. No, it was before that. I can't remember what it was. Anyway, so if you don't want to see, don't look. I have it on DK. It's super gorgeous. So this is it. This is called Coral Reef. So again, it's inspired by her honeymoon. So it's super gorgeous. So I don't know whether I will use that for socks or not. You know, when you're like, oh, is it too nice for socks? Scrummy has birds on the roof. I can hear them. Dogs can't, thankfully. They're both with me. Yeah, that's super duper gorgeous. Right, I'll try with my yarn because I've got a box and I've been basically putting all my new yarn in this box and now it won't close. So bear with. I don't want it to all fall out. This isn't all Yarndale. But I'll just do it like this. So I got Mammy and Florrie. This is on 4-ply. This is called Yeo Scooters at the Arc de Triomphe. This is super nice. I kind of wish that I got the mohair to go with it. Because they had, I think they had a love note actually. But that's super gorgeous. I also got one of these. I've never bought from them before. This is ridiculous. It is the boucle. It is quite a thick boucle. I think it might be a DK boucle. I think this might have to be like some sort of cowl. Because I don't know what it will do knitted up. But it's nuts. And I was with my friend Gwen at that point. So in terms of Yarndale, I wasn't going to go. I was going to go. Because, I don't decide things well. And then I decided to. I thought, I'll just get my ticket in the morning. Turns out they stopped tickets online on like the Thursday. But I didn't realise. I couldn't go on Saturday because I had the kids and Rob was at work and Rob's parents were away, who is our backup plan. They were away, so basically I went to order my ticket and realised there was no tickets left and it was on the door only, and then it was only after 12:30 you could get in. So yeah, I was really, we'll call it really upset. Like, I guess more so than a normal person. Like, and it is just kind of little things like that where a lot of my ADHD does kind of come out in certain things. Just kind of dispopulated, more upset than I should have been, I suppose. Yeah, so I couldn't get a ticket, and then I posted it on Instagram and someone said, oh, I've seen one for sale on Ravelry. So basically, long story short, I ended up getting a ticket. But by the time she replied, she had a 10 a.m. ticket. By the time she replied, I actually ended up getting there at 12:30. But it felt like a really long journey from Leeds. It was an hour, which I know some people drove many, many miles. But it was just a really slow hour because there was loads of traffic, loads of roadworks. And then I got to Yarndale and there was no parking. So I normally go to the roundabout and then go up left. So it was literally like 12:20. And I got there and he's like, oh, there's no parking. You're going to have to drive into town and do the park and ride. And I was already quite discombobulated at this point. I could feel myself getting more and more anxious. And yeah, and I just got very upset. And they're like, oh, there's, the other one there, but unless you've got a blue badge, you can't get in. So someone suggested I went and parked at the cafe. He's like, oh, well, you can park there, but on your own head be it, kind of thing. But basically, I got there and just totally had a meltdown. Just totally cried and cried and cried. Rang home, rang my husband. He's like, oh, what's happened? And in theory, I was fine in that car park, but it did say it was only 2 hours. I hadn't realised the shop had closed down, so I was probably safe in there. But just, it's difficult because now I'm feeling okay. It feels completely irrational, but at the time I was hysterical. And then I ran into Georgie from Fiberfox. Literally, she was parked nearby, and I was still like a big cry mess. And I was struggling with my breathing, and I was like nearly panic attacky. And I was trying on the phone to my husband to calm myself down. It's like, you're here now, it's okay. But, you know, and then I ran into someone stopped me right outside the doors and said hello. And then someone else caught me just as I went in. Otter something, can't remember her name. But I was totally like, ruh. So I don't think I made the best impression. But, you know, if you watch my podcast, you're probably used to it. But yeah, I was really kerfuffled when I got in there. And like, as soon as I walked in, it was the noise, it was the smell. You forget about the soupy smell. And I was like, oh, this really isn't helping. So I went straight to my friend Gemma of Little Grey Girl. And I was like, oh, please, can you help me? Please, can you help me? Can I just sit down and hide a little bit? So I just needed like a safe space. I couldn't get my map out and try and find, was there a quiet area I could go to? But, you know, just sometimes everything's hunky-dory, and then other times it affects me hugely, and it really did. It took me a good while to pull around. I rang my friend Gwen, and she came and found me and gave me lots of hugs, and like I tend to need squeezing to calm me down. So anyway, apart from that, I'll continue with my haul because I don't want my alarm to go off for school. This one is Pigment and Ply. These are gorgeous mini skeins. Look at them. Look how sparkly they are. So they're 5 grams of 80 metres, so 20 grams each. Pigment and Ply. See, I do like dark colours. It's not just neons. I got 2 from her, but I got this one too. That's super lovely. So I got this one actually. I went to Eden Cottage Yarns and I got this boucle. So it's lace boucle. And I'll be honest, I've not really shopped at Eden Cottage Yarns for a long time because I kind of thought it was just a bit too sheepy for me. But there was some gorgeous stuff, really nice stuff. And I got this one, and it's lace weight. I think it's about £22, but it's 600 meters. This one. So I wanted something to go with it. I was going to hold it, do something like this. Gwen suggested this. So what do you think about this? Or should it be a purple? Should I try and get a purple? Because I don't really have a huge amount of purple. So yeah, that was a thought. I've got these, which is unlike me, some commercial stuff. I've got some more, but I don't know where they are. But I can't remember who this is by. It's an alpaca. 30% alpaca, 70% blue flaced Leicester. It's really, really soft. Again, I just kind of planned colour work for that. I can't remember who it was, but it was where Eden Cottage Yarn was. It was wherever they were. It was just a bit further on the right. But I've looked on the map and I still can't quite figure it out, which is annoying. Oh, there's the black one as well. I got black. Don't know if that's it. Oh, I got this from Snuggly Stars because I needed some more orange. That was the green that I thought was a bit too Christmassy to be Halloweeny, from Siobhan's Crafts. But yeah, just some other gorgeous Spectrum stuff that's in here from before. So I think, apart from my stitch markers, that's about it. Probably got a teensy bit more than I planned. But obviously my jumper's in fruition already, so I'm really pleased about that. My Halloween jumper, so I'm super duper pleased about that. I am planning on going to Yorkshire Yarn Fest, which is in November. Beginning of November, early November. Can't remember when. Maybe the 6th, 8th-ish, something like that. My mum's birthday's in November, so I've just got that in my head, but it's not as late as the 12th. It's before that. Yeah, so that's in York, so I am planning on going to that, but I'm not sure what day. Now, my husband works every Saturday unless it's booked off, and it has to be booked off in like record time, and we always forget. So we'll see. But I would like to be a bit more planned and organised, because I was just so mad at myself about the Arndale things. Like, why am I like this? Why am I like this? Why am I like this? Which you wouldn't speak to someone else like that. Why do you speak to yourself like? Wouldn't speak to someone else like that. Why are you talking to yourself like that? But you just do, don't you? You just do, sadly. But yeah, I think that's probably about it, really. I'm keen to get that Halloween jumper going, and finally it's Friday. I've got one more week of term left. Have I mentioned that? Yeah, I think that's probably about all. I don't have any wild plans in half term. I do have some tattoo plans. I am getting some tattoos. I'm getting my knitting tattoo coloured in, and some like pizzazz around it. I think I'm going to get a filler here of a little something something, and I'm going to get like my M&T heart tattoo. I'm getting the R&R one. So that's booked in on the Friday 1st of November, maybe. So that's booked in. Wilma's booked in to get her teeth clean. She has to be sedated at the vet. So that's on a Wednesday. We can't do that when I'm at work because I've got the car and it's tricky to get to. But other than that, we're not going away. Like, we went to Butlins last year, which was good, but like I need the rest this year. So yeah. So I think that's about it, really. Let me know what you're working on. Let me know what you think I should do with this boucle. Should I get, everyone's been talking about that Yarnsmiths one. Should I get like some of that and hold it with it? Because it's super duper soft. In theory, I could probably hold it together with itself. So I could do like a stripey something. Like, what if I held it with this and then one stripe I held it with itself? So if you have any thoughts on what I can do for that, because it's 600 metres. So it is lace weight, it's not a 4-ply. It's called Damson. It is like a really dark purple. Or like, would you get something like this kind of dark, because they're very similar, or would you have like a lighter purple so we can see the purple, or would you put a black? So answers on a postcard, please. I'm not sure what this wants to be. If you want to know what this wants to be too, maybe, I don't know what it wants to be. It wants to be something. But yeah. Right, I'm going to get off now because we're just over 30 minutes and I don't want to run too long. If you would please share the podcast. I know we don't do it for the views and the subscriptions, but the views are like down by like 500 from previous ones. So any kind of sharing or commenting, interacting would be super appreciated. If you aren't subscribed, please give me a subscribe. I don't feel like I post loads, but I don't drop off the planet either. I did want to just ask briefly, would you rather like more consistent podcasts, like every week, every other week? Or like, I know Julia from the knitting podcast, she does it every week, but they're only about 15-20 minutes. Would you like that kind of thing? Or do you rather like a good half an hour? I do try and keep it around half an hour. I know I don't always, but you know, just kind of wondering what you like. Like, I tend to go back to things. I'll watch something a bit and then I'll something else and I'll go back. So just kind of let me know what you think. Let me know how I'm doing. That would be super appreciated. I didn't even bother tidying up behind me, but never mind. So thank you very much for joining me today. I do super appreciate it. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a lovely couple of weeks until I see you again. Take care, everyone. Bye.